Alright guys, so welcome back to Gaming Today. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new game called Switchblade. Now it's a free-to-play game. Let's see how this game really is. So far, a great opening. I have to admit this is pretty darn cool so far. When you first come in, you're going to start noticing it's like an open world. You kind of expect it to be a menu, but it's almost a runaround kind of thing. You got cars over here which pretty much do nothing but show you what you're going to have in the game, which is kind of neat. They do look good. You got this Twitch thing, you got your view stats, customization, I'm guessing for the vehicles. Collection, I'm guessing again something to do with vehicles, but you can get an idea what's going on. It does look very cool. I have to admit, I like this. This is very original, very interesting. So once you go play, you're going to have all these different things here to choose from, but of course you have to start with your tutorials. So let's go to the basic game. The tutorial itself, very boring, very easy, but at the same time a little buggy, a little glitchy, and at the same time you have to do two-part tutorials. That's about 10 minutes before you actually get to play the game. Now it's not difficult or anything like that, but it kind of makes you do these things at its own pace, and it kind of does suck. So it's about 10 minutes and then you'll be able to actually get into a game. One critical thing to mention is the second tutorial is basically the only thing that gives you a hint at what the game actually is. The first part of the tutorial will leave you clueless if you don't know what kind of game this is going into it. But yeah, the second part should help, but it still doesn't do a very good job of explaining everything to do with the game. It barely explains anything at all. Let me get some of this coinage. I don't know if it even matters, but I'm going to grab it. Alright, so once you actually get done with the tutorials, you can repeat them if you want, or do quick play, or you can invite some of your friends and play against the AI as well. So that's a lot of fun too. And then of course there's the competitive rank, which is not available at this time, or the broadcaster mode. At the time of making this video, I guess there's only two maps, and that's Iceland and Monorail, but Monorail is still not in the game yet. Now, how could a game play with 3 against 5? That's a very curious thing right there. Boy, this game can't get its music right, can it? Just skips and skips like a freaking scratch CD. It's a lot of fun. We've got, I think, a passable handicap match. I'm not totally sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we do have 5 players. Perhaps they're AI players. I'm not totally sure. With other 2 people. We for sure do have 3 regular field players, so that's something to note. Okay, so starting out with level 1, we have not yet bought our upgrade. Let's get our L1 going, something basic. As you can see, the design of the map is pretty much a 3-lane design, but in reality, if you break it down, it's a 1-lane map. I mean, you could say it's 3 lanes, but really I'm being pretty generous by saying that. Well, let's see, this guy doesn't seem to be doing much. Ooh, he's starting to get mean, he's starting to get mean. Well, so far so good, but let's get him out of here. Ooh, someone got rid of him. There we go, first blood. Okay, so we can't destroy this thing. We have to actually wait for our minions, don't forget. We need to go find that red thing over here, I believe. This is it? Yeah, this is it right here. So we need to occupy that. As you can see, it constantly gets back its life so that they can do the damage, the minions. There we go, and then we should be able to do damage once this tower is actually far enough down with the shield. And I think we need to do it in here, but I'm not totally sure. Looks like we're doing damage, yeah, so this is good, because the shields are down. Alright, tower's down, and it looks like we got some coinage. Did we upgrade our main L1 attack at least once? Or get our super? No, we can't do a super, we gotta do level 4 for that. We are close though. Okay, I'm gonna leave that extra upgrade for right now. Oh, you know what? Hang on a minute. Press the wrong button. Oh well. Let's get these guys down. Those are the opponent's minions or mobs as well. Looks like we got our baddies, they've got their baddies. Alright. So it looks like we're both even. They got one of our towers, we've got one of theirs. Okay, looks like I need to clean these guys up a bit. There we go. Perhaps we'll get our one attack then. Oh! It's come back to life and it's mad at us. No! Okay. time to get that tower down. There we go. Alright, so we took another tower now. So we've taken 2 of the 3 towers, so very fun. See, there are 5 different classes of cars as well. You've got your scout, the fighter tank, artillery and support. Now the one thing I have to admit is the scout, while being the fastest of course, which is what you might expect, not the most interesting at the same time because it doesn't have that firepower that you're really looking for. However, I might add that the scouting ability in this game isn't really necessary because the course or the battlefield is very small. One of the things I do like about these cars is they all have their own special abilities, and I find that pretty interesting, and it makes them a little bit more unique and interesting per your playstyle. So playing one car versus the other is going to give you a slightly different experience every time. Visually speaking, this game does not hold up to basically anything you might expect from this generation. The visuals are definitely not the mainstay of this game. It's supposed to be all about that gameplay. If you like these tanky style controls and love MOBAs, this might be the game for you. There's also a huge focus on escorting your minions and your play strategy. I do think that scouts are probably the least effective, which you might expect for doing any sort of damage. And I would argue, even though they're super fast, it really doesn't matter because they can't even handle a little enemy turret. They just die instantly. And also there's a shop where you can buy consumables and vehicle enhancements during the match. Alright. And the other guy just eliminated them. When things do blow up in this game, they don't look that pleasing on the eye, to be honest with you. It kind of resembles something of the N64 PlayStation 1 generation in terms of the breakability, kind of feeling arcadey and polygonal, which is kind of interesting and maybe an artistic choice, but it's definitely not well optimized for the system, and it just looks kind of rubbish, to be honest. So what is Switchblade? Essentially, it's a MOBA with vehicles or tanks or cars, whatever you want to call these things. I don't know, there's some weird vehicles. And basically you have 5 classes, you go out and you fight each other, you go after these turrets so that you can destroy those, or not really destroy them, so much as actually pacify them. You make them weak so they can't shoot anything. Then you escort, yes, you have to protect your mobs or minions, these little circle of guys that go by, and they go and attack the tower. Now they attack the tower, they basically just release the shield. They make the shield go down, and then you do the rest of the damage to the tower as the player and destroy the tower. And in between that, you're fighting other players who are trying to defend their towers and saying, no, you can't have that tower. So it's the basic formula of a MOBA. And after all 3 towers are gone, then you basically destroy the base and it's over. It's super fast, super simple. A match can be as short as 5 minutes, okay? Now, would I recommend this game to any of you guys? Of course I would, only for those who really like MOBAs and are looking for something new, but I don't think this is the one game you should go for. There's a ton of great MOBAs out there. This is not my kind of MOBA. Now, I do like games that are basically tanky controlled. I like them if they're original, if they have something to offer, but this is not one of them. This game's art style is very boring. Honestly, I think the polygonal graphics very unappealing to me, and I don't think it's done in a very stylistic way. I think it's done in a very cheapy, hey, get it out the door way. It doesn't feel like something fun to play. It doesn't bring me back to my arcade days. It brings me back to, hey, this is like PlayStation 1 again, but not in a good way because it's not nearly as fun. And I don't know, of course this has probably been released on the PC well before, and I don't know how long it's been in the market. I don't know if it's a Kickstarter project. I don't know how big the studio is. I don't know how big the project really was for them. But I will say that this game, for a game standpoint, is something I would purchase, even though it's free to play. But I'm saying, in terms of spending any kind of money or even my time investing in this game, this is not one I would actually do. I don't think this game's all that great. Honestly, I think it's quite boring, and I did not get impressed with it. I love MOBAs, don't get me wrong. I'm a massive MOBA fan. I love to dominate every MOBA I get into. I'm a massive fan of MOBAs, but this is not the MOBA for me. Now, I will admit, I've never thought an idea of a vehicle game MOBA as a good idea. I've seen it a few times before. I've never had a good execution, and this is definitely not the first to do it right, because it sucks. Honestly, for me, it sucked. It bored me, and it's going to get a delete right away off my system. It was not worth my time downloading it, but for you guys to have a video, I'm glad I was at least able to shine some light on what the game really is. But if you guys enjoy it, there's nothing against you guys. If you enjoy this game, nothing wrong with it. Just enjoy it, but like I said, for me, it's not the game. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, till next time, this has been Gamer Today.